Welcome back to my DVD update. It's part 3. I literally went to see how much time I had left, and the camera stopped recording as I got up to look. So, yeah, that was Star Wars, the last one anyway. Next is a documentary that I bought because I watched on TV and really liked it. I thought, I'm going to get this and watch it over and over and over again. Watched it once, didn't like it the second time around. It's really a movie that you'll watch once and find really interesting, and then watch it again and you'll probably not find it as interesting because you know all this information. And it's weird because some documentaries do actually have a rewatchability factor to them. Like a lot of making of documentaries and films do. Super Size Me, the films by Morgan Spurlock, they all have rewatchability factors, at least for me anyway. This one didn't. I'm talking about Going to Pieces, the rise and fall of the slasher movie. Of course, or slasher film. This is just a documentary about slasher films. I think it was made for TV. It really does feel like a made-for-TV documentary. Yeah, it's just got some famous actors and directors from slasher movies to come in and talk about their films. And they talk about the history of slashers, why they were so popular, and their fade to obscurity, I think, why they're not around anymore. Yeah, it's well made. I didn't hate it the second time around, I just didn't find it anywhere near as interesting as the first time. And maybe it's because I'd seen most of the movie, so yeah, I didn't find it as interesting as before when I hadn't seen a lot of the movies, but I saw most of them since, so I don't know. Yeah, Going to Pieces, I guess. Next up we get a 3-part release, which is really weird. It comes with 3 DVDs, and it's really weird because 2 of them are released by Sony, and they're made by Screen Gems. And then the 3rd one is released by Universal. I don't understand why they released the 3 films together in a box set, especially as they're owned by different companies, but they did somehow. I'm talking about this box set that has Hostel 1 and 2 and Hatchet. I've seen Hostel 1 before, I saw it a couple of years ago, really liked it. It was, it's meant to be one of the first films in the torture porn genre, along with Saw, one of the first big films to, you know, really make it popular. It's not as popular anymore. I don't really hear much about the torture porn genre. Now everyone's talking about like ghost movies like The Conjuring or Insidious. Those sort of movies are popular at the moment. But yeah, I like the original Hostel. It was not really scary. Some of it I did find kind of creepy, but for the most part it was just really gory. But I didn't mind it. I thought it was pretty good. Hostel Part 2, haven't seen. Heard it's okay, but not as good as the original. Hatchet, I've heard is really good. I've heard it's a really good throwback to 80s slasher movies. There's a trilogy of them. I think the 3rd one's the last one. The only reason I actually wanted to get this box set was for Hostel 1 and 2 and Hatchet, because I'd never seen Hatchet. And yeah, I wanted to own the Hostel movies. Hatchet, I wanted to watch, but 2 and 3 were on Netflix. The first one wasn't, so I had to buy the DVD just to watch it. But yeah, I haven't actually watched it yet, so whatever. Alright, next up we get to films that I literally just got yesterday. There's actually no, there's one from last week, but we'll talk about that last because it's a big release for me. First 2 I got yesterday, and the last movie is part of let's just say I've got a TV show and there's a movie based on it, which I'll talk about separately, or no, together. Movie I just got today. So let's start with the ones I got yesterday. First up, we have a movie that I'd heard a lot about from my parents because they were well, my dad was a fan of the director. My mum talked about it because it was a film set on her birthday. It is John Carpenter's The Fog. Never seen it. Well, actually no, I have. I saw it last night, but I'd never seen it before. Really good film. It's a kind of a ghost story, kind of a classic ghost story with the John Carpenter twist on it. It's very atmospheric. It feels a lot like Halloween, just because it has the, you know, the classic theme music that John Carpenter does. Doesn't have the music from Halloween, but it has his soundtrack. He did the score for it, which he does for a lot of his movies, especially his older movies. And yeah, he really made a good film, I guess. Also, the film feels like a film from the 70s, which is weird because it came out in 1980, but I guess it's basically still the 70s. It's not really the 80s till like 82 or 3, I guess, when, you know, the sort of things the 80s is known for come into limelight. The early 80s, very early 80s, was still 70s, just starting to end, basically. But yeah, it felt like a film from the 70s. Really good effects, apart from sometimes the effects are really cheesy. But yeah, I liked the monster things. They were creepy. You never actually see them. They're always in the shadows. You never see their face at all. So it creates a certain sense of illusion. You're not sure. And it's really suspenseful, really good. Not as scary as I was expecting it to be, but actually was kind of scary. Music was great. Really liked it. How much time do I have left? Right, I've got 2 minutes. I'll quickly talk about this box set, and then I'll talk about the last 2 things in the final part. Right, next up I got the Omen Pentology. I got this because I'm expecting someone will eventually request me to review the series. It'll be easy for me to just get the DVDs now, and then I'll have them ready. That, and I saw the original Omen a couple years ago, and I didn't like it. I didn't understand why I didn't like it, so I wanted to get it on DVD and actually watch it again, and also have the sequels. Yeah, it's a cool set. It comes in, let me just show you, it comes in this big DVD box.